The CSDB logo, Excellence in Service, Colorado School for the Deaf and the Blind, established 1874. The CSDB logo with a collage of 12 videos of American Sign Language storytellers in the background zooms out and fades to a solid white background. Title, ASL Stories for Families. Photographs of the book's cover and the ASL storyteller are on screen.
Dad and Me in the Morning, written by Patricia Lakin, illustrated by Robert G. Steele, ASL storyteller Joseph J.J. Ryan.
Hi, I'm Joseph Ryan. JJ for short. I'm going to read you a story. The story is Dad and Me in the Morning, written by Patricia Lakin, illustrated by Robert G. Steele. The boy was asleep in bed. My special alarm clock flashed. I shut it off quickly. My little brother was still asleep. Good. It was dark everywhere. I slid out of bed, put on my hearing aids, and then tiptoed down the long hall. I inched my way to Dad's side of the bed and gave him a little shake. I flicked on my flashlight so I could read his lips. He opened an eye. Dad said, "Good morning." "I'm ready," he said. "Don't wake anybody," I warned him. "Let's go." I waited by the front door. Finally, I could feel the clomp at Dad's feet coming down the stairs. He held out my sweatshirt. "Come on," I signed. "I don't want to miss it." "Okay, we're ready to go." We went out, and the cold air hit my face. "Warm enough, Jacob?" I watched him sign. "Sure." I zipped up my sweatshirt and held onto his hand. We walked down the dirt road that led down to the beach. Dad and I have lots of ways of talking to each other, like signing or lip reading or just squeezing each other's hands. That's our secret signal. We're going to stop the story for a minute, and I'm going to ask you some questions. Where was the boy going? Was he deaf or hearing? How did he wake up in the morning? How did they communicate? Okay, let's go on with the story. The two of them walked on through the dark. "Nobody's up but us," he said. "He is." I pointed to a baby bunny sitting near the flowers. I took a deep breath. I loved the smell of the pine trees. It's the peacefulness I like. I kicked off my sandals when we got to the beach. I ran barefoot into the water. "Cold," I shouted and ran right out. We didn't miss it, did we? No, but it's almost time. Where do we go to see it? Dad pointed to the huge rocks way out on the other end of the beach. "Follow me," I yelled. I made Dad run right to the rocks. We climbed onto a nice flat one and sat side by side. I held my nose. "Those wet rocks smell like old stinky fish," I told Dad. Then something tickled my leg. "Hermit crabs." "Now is it time?" I asked. He checked his watch. In 3.5 minutes, look right there. Dad pointed way out over the water. I saw a seagull drop a shell onto the rocks. He swooped down and gobbled up the insides. That's when I saw them. "There," I told Dad. I pointed behind us to the clouds. They were beautiful. Dad tapped my shoulder. "Look there," he said. Pink and purple and orange and yellow, and the sky was getting more and more blue. I turned. Just an eensy slice of orange peeking up out of the water. Wow. In seconds, it got bigger and bigger and kept floating up and up and up, getting brighter and warmer and orangier and rounder. I didn't think it would be like that. "It's gigantic and so close," I said. "I wish I could touch it." Let's come back here, I signed. Just you and me. Love to, Dad signed. There was a cool breeze. So I leaned against Dad and closed my eyes and let the sun warm my face. After, they walked back home. That's the end of our story. What did you think? Would you like to do that with your dad? Maybe you would like to go watch a sunrise with your parents. Would you get up early at 4 or 5 to watch the sunrise? Or would you be too tired? Did you see how the dad and the boy communicated throughout the story? By lip reading, by signing, or by their secret communication? When it was dark, they communicated by squeezing each other's hands, by signing, and when it was light, by speaking. You may have seen a lot of different ways. Alarm clock. Alarm clock. Alarm clock. Hearing aids. Hearing aids. Hearing aids. Speech reading. Speech reading. Speech reading. Sign. 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 Beach. 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 Ocean. 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 Rocks. 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 Seagulls. 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 Sunrise. 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 Warm. Warm. Warm.
ASL Stories for Families.
Artwork and text from Dad and Me in the Morning. Copyright 1994, written by Patricia Lakin, illustrated by Robert G. Steele, published by Albert Whitman and Company, all rights reserved. ASL storyteller Joseph J.J. Ryan, narrator Sean Levier.
Produced by Logo, Colorado School for the Deaf and the Blind, 33 North Institute Street, Colorado Springs, Colorado 80903. Telephone 719-578-2100. www.csdb.org. Learning, Thriving, Leading. Made possible in part by improving literacy through School Libraries Program Title I Early Literacy Initiative Development. Family Literacy PAC Project, Deb Branch, Patty Rodruck, Diane Beard, Janet Rose, Kathy Bennett. Technical Assistants, Bonnie Otmar, Andrew Eck, Brandon Harrison, Brian Gross, Sean Levier, Christopher Slade, Austin Belaich, Jim Olson.